day. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. The kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To the air, Allen. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
On 2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing down. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Taken from just outside the 30. Very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
And 11.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there at a first down. Flush to his right. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. begins with a run by Geis. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
The ball carrier.
A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 17 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On the ground, it's Geis. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And that's knocked away and incomplete. It was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here. 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they take him down. The Bills get to him.
The quarterback taken down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to go down again. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 15.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
At their own.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. It's time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the...
And he's taken down. Back in his own 7.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Off to Geis on the screen. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
51 yards on the punt there. And that will come the offense as they take over. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of 1st downs and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. Tanner Muse there defensively. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
31-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up.
So they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Conner with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll drop the throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the gun, here's Swift. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
That's going to be caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll look to run with Conner. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run it. This is Conner. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Touchdown, Bills.
Now Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
3 at the 42-yard line.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. They find some open field here. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there out of Geis. 46 yards on the ground. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a run with Geis. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of miscommunication.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
To number 15.
An 11-yard touchdown. And the Bills get a bit closer.
For the point after.
Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On play action, Allen. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
No, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man is Asiasi, the tight end. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 22-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
At the 22-yard line.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 14-yard line.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Swift. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
A gain of 3. Brings up
on 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color.
And did he break the plane? Yes, he did. Touchdown. James Conner on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now with him and a loose football. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. A big play there. Taking it in. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. 10-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And he finds Howard complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the 3rd quarter of action. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 28 yards to gain there on the catch and run.
Steelers
You talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Brought down at the 31.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
2nd and 9 now. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 17-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
The 17-yard line.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Chase Claypool, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run out to the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchdown. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
3rd down.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Quarterback is sacked.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Taken in at the 22. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Ed Oliver picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
He ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really the big one, They just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They start on the ground with Geis. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Darius Geis, the ball carrier.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Again they run. Again it's Geis. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
3rd down.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a
Now
yard.
Connor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Connor.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Right back to Connor here on 1st. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 1st and 10 is Connor.
James Conner.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
The 16-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
This is Connor. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
James Conner. That's good.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brought down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They run out of the gun with Swift, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
A gain of a yard.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try.
Chris Boswell on for the...
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Bills goal line stand is going to get him the football back. On 1st down, Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
7. A gain of 18 on the play. And the Bills' 1st down.
Operating from the gun. Allen. That's caught by Howard. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
34-yard line.
Allen to throw once more. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
1st down, Buffalo.
And again, it's Allen. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And they finally get to him as he's taken down. Kenneth Murray able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. On the draw, they go to Geis. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 40.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Good for a Pittsburgh.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On second down now, it's Connor. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football.
Brings up third down.
They'll try and run forward with Connor. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
He was looking for his tight end, Devin Asiasi there.
And that'll bring up second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And now another one thrown incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Back to throw again. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Pick up on the play.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 44. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Always got some breathing room.
Complete. A fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Connor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Again, it'll be Connor. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working.